What's up everyone? I'm Landan with LMR.com. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you adjust the S550 coilover kit on your 2015 to 2020 Mustang. If you have yet to watch the review and the installation videos on the SVE coilover kit, then I would recommend you do that first. That way you fully understand what is going on up to this point. So with our coilovers installed, it's time to properly adjust them so that we can take the car to the alignment shop and have them align it, and then be able to fully enjoy the kit on our car. Coilover adjustment, it's pretty simple to do, but if you don't do it correctly, you won't be able to optimize the kit to its fullest potential, or you could possibly cause damage to the car, damage to the coilover components, or worst case scenario, damage to both. So other than the spanner wrenches that come in your coilover kit, I would recommend that you have some sort of small drift and hammer to help loosen and tighten the rear collars on the spring perch. Because of their location on the car, they are kind of difficult to get to with the spanner wrenches. The car should already be safely supported via a lift or jack stands and the wheels removed. Adjusting the front coilovers is very easy to do. Rotate the center collar away from the spring collar. Use the spanner wrench and rotate the spring collar up to raise the car or down to lower the car. Whenever you reach the desired setting, measure the distance between the bottom of the spring and the spring collar. Write this down. Run up the center collar and tighten the two collars against each other. Mark both of the collars with a paint pen so that you can visibly see if the collars were to ever rotate. Go ahead and do the same for the other side. Now the rear adjustment is a little tricky because of the limited working space. Because of the S550 chassis, the weight of the car is supported by an individual spring, which is why the rear doesn't utilize a true coilover assembly. In order to easily rotate the collars, the weight of the car needs to be off of the spring. This is done by dropping the IRS cradle. Support the cradle and then remove the two 13mm bracket to body bolts, followed by the two 21mm IRS cradle to body bolts. Lower the cradle until the weight of the car is off of the spring, and then you can make your adjustments. Contrary to the front, the spring collar will need to be rotated down to raise the car or up to lower the car. To do this, separate the locking collar from the spring collar. Rotate the spring collar until you reach the desired setting. Measure the distance between the spring collar and the top of the perch. Write this down. Tighten the two collars against each other. Mark both of the collars with a paint pen so that you can visibly see if the collars were to ever rotate. Go ahead and do the same for the other side. With the adjustments made, lift the cradle back into place and reinstall the previously removed hardware and torque to spec. The 21mm bolts have a torque spec of 129 pound-feet, and the two 13mm bolts have a torque spec of 41 pound-feet. Now to adjust the camber, the front strut will need to be removed from the strut tower in order to gain access to the four socket head bolts. The alignment shop will need to know this information. At this time, you can double check your work. Go ahead and reinstall your wheels and torque the lug nuts to the factory specification, which is 150 pound-feet. Get the car on the ground and decide if you like the vehicle ride height. If not, support the car and repeat the processes that were just shown. That completes the adjustment procedure for the SVE coilovers. Now that the coilovers are adjusted to your liking, get the car down to your alignment shop and have everything in line. That way you don't eat up any tires. As always, for the most up-to-date product information, pricing, and availability on anything in the video, reference the product pages. If you like this video or it's helped you out, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more S550 content and turn on notifications. That way you're notified every time we release something new. Until next time, you guys know what to do. For all things 1979 to present Mustang and SVT Lightning, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.